Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Wrestling is Her. I'm your host, Raja, and I'm joined by my award-winning co-host, John.
International.
And I suppose that'll be the final time that I open a podcast that way.
Yeah, and we'll tell you about that in a second, because I love to say that, but there's a hellastorm going on right now, guys.
There is.
It's a hellastorm. There's lightning that I can see from our little studio here, and there's Thundar,
Yes,
the
if
Barbarian.
you hear any rumblings in the background.
Uklu the Mock. That's a deep cut. You got some news, don't you?
Well, a little bit of news. It's fun and exciting for us.
It is.
Because we have decided unanimously among the two of us that we will be changing the name and the look of the podcast.
Yes.
And that is due in part to us evolving over the past year and a half that we've been doing this podcast and realizing that we would like to lean more into what we enjoy most talking about on this podcast, and that is Joshi.
Hi.
So we are switching things up. We're going to have a new name, some new branding, some new flavor.
Yeah.
But it'll still be the same podcast, okay? It's
Yeah,
still going to be
yeah.
us doing our thing, same old, same old. It'll just look a little different.
Yeah, and like we said, we've been building a bunch of Patreon for the archive.
Yes.
So, we can really get that launched and going and all that stuff. And a lot of super fun crap in there.
We just want to go full tilt.
Full tilt.
Full tilt.
T-shirts, all this stuff. We can't tell you the name yet because we are still in the process
Yes.
of buying everything up.
Yes, but when you see the episode after this with a different name and a different colors and everything,
We'll
just
put it
don't freak out.
all over socials.
Yes, we will announce it everywhere.
It'll be all over socials, the logo.
It'll probably say for a while, like, formerly Wrestling is Her in bios and stuff,
Right.
just so people can get the hang of it.
But we do have a website, and that website will be changing too. But
Yes.
so wrestlingisher.com, and
Yes.
because we want to keep up with everything a little bit more than what we were doing. Actually, just put a new gear in, and
we're just going to pump it up a little bit.
We're gonna pump up the jam, pump it up.
I started it.
Sorry.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
Turn it off.
So listen, there's a little thing by Wrestling Observer, right?
Yes.
Little guy named Dave.
Yes.
And for a long time, he's had the
Uncle
most
Dave.
prestigious awards out there.
The most contentious awards out there.
But they are the most prestigious.
People like to complain, even though they're voted by the people.
Yeah, they're voted
If you
on.
don't like the results, go vote.
Yeah, be a member.
Yes.
Be important.
Just subscribe, and then you can vote.
Yeah. So, and I mean, listen, you can always have the thumbs up, thumbs down, match of the night.
Yeah.
All that good shizzle. I'm going to do it here soon because we just got done watching AEW Grand Slam Australia.
Holy crap.
And I can tell you right now, there was some damn good female fighting on there.
There indeed was. But you want to talk about
I do.
The women that were dominating the Wrestling Observer
I want to talk
Awards
about
this year.
dominating women. And I am surrounded by them, people. I am surrounded by them. If you can't tell her, steer me back on the road.
Yes, yes.
All right.
That's what hosts do, right?
So, Wrestler of the Year. This is pretty cool, right? So, in the
Right.
votes, this is men, women,
Anybody, any wrestler.
dogs, cats, dinosaurs, whatever is a wrestler. Number 8 made the list as a woman. You would say sorry. I would say sorry.
Sorry.
All of us would say she's a bad motherfucker.
She's amazing.
She
and
is.
It is well-deserved Wrestler of the Year at that ranking.
Absolutely. And I didn't mean to step on you there. Also, honorable mention in this from votes, not from Dave. From votes, not from Dave.
Just repeat it, yes.
Tam Nakano and Mayu Iwatani.
Oh, two fabulous wrestlers.
Yeah. I mean, that's a hell of a 3-person right there.
Let's just have that triple threat.
So, Sari went through all this, right? She really lit it up. I
She
think,
ate up.
yeah, she did. Like everything you could be in, really.
Yeah.
If there was a woman, let me put it that way, she was in it, except for Rookie of the Year. But, she was in number 5 and most outstanding, but so was Mayu Iwatani, who was number 8. Tag Team of the Year, though, we got FWC.
FWC.
Number 6, which is cool.
They did amazing.
Because on Tag Team of the Year, man, that's like the one category for tag teams. And you got to think of all the tag teams.
All the incredible tag teams.
So and the well-deserved. They need to be there.
They do. I agree. They had a great year.
Promo of the Year, number 7, Tony Storm overall.
Tony.
Honorable mention, your girl Harley Cameron.
Both incredibly character-driven and amazing promos.
Yeah, and if this was done months ago, on the votes or whatever, I think Harley be, if it's done now, she'd be up way higher. Promotion of the year, I was real happy about this. Number 5 actually voted on Stardom. So that was pretty cool. Here's something interesting about that, a little nougat. You want some nougat?
Yes.
I was saying number 4 was New Japan Pro Wrestling, right?
Uh-huh.
But between number 4 and number 5, there was only 11 votes.
Wow.
11 votes separated.
Stardom's this close to overtaking them.
Yeah. Separating New Japan and Stardom, man. That's crazy. And all honorable mentions too. Sendai Girls.
Ooh, Sendai Girls.
And that's really cool.
They're such a good promotion, okay? If you're not watching Sendai Girls, what are you even doing with your life?
You are missing out. So match of the year. Nobody got voted in like the top 8, whatever. But match of the year honorable mentions. So it made enough for people to make a dent. Was Mayu versus Sari on 4/27, and Mayu versus Momo on 11/18 in Osaka, and Chihiro Hashimoto and Vinny versus Mayu and Sari on 9/2, and also one more, Natsupoi versus Starlight Kid 12/29 Tokyo on the Dream Queen show that also ranked in shows of the year.
Yes, because it was incredible, and that match was the match of the night.
Yeah.
And the fact that they just squeaked in there at the end of the year and still got that many votes is incredible.
They have a Japanese MVP, a European MVP. Japanese MVP voting, 3 was Sari, 4 was Mayu.
Yeah. I'm sensing a theme here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So,
a well-deserved theme.
So as far as like really covering here, I want to tell you, because Rookie of the Year was a big one with Jada Parker number 2, Bozilla number 3, your girl Rana Yagami number 6, Sayaka Carrara, my girl number 7, and Persephone number 9. That was
I love that they're right next to each other.
That was pretty awesome. Toru Okada got number 3 best booker. Sari got number 6.
Wow.
And then I'll read this one fully out here. Women's MVP. I'm gonna start at 10. Okay.
Okay.
Actually, let's start with good old honorable mention.
Yes, the HM.
We want Mina.
Mina Shirakawa.
Yeah. So number 10, women's MVP, Roxanne Perez.
Okay.
Number 9, Micah. Number 8, Willow Nightingale.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7, Mariah May. Number 6, Liv Morgan. Number 5, Mayu Iwatani. Number 4, Mercedes Moné.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, Timeless, Toni Storm. Number 2, Rhea Ripley. And number 1.
Is it Suri?
Of course. There were so many others in the improved and all these categories. So many women on there. Just congratulations. Let's give a round of the clap here. Congratulations.
The women they are really making their mark.
Yeah,
and
man.
People are starting to realize, hey, this stuff is pretty good.
Absolutely.
Especially when it comes to Joshi. There was so much Joshi just littered throughout that list.
There was. And like we said, we're coming off a great night of watching some incredible women's wrestling.
Oh my goodness. There was so much happen. The Grand Slam was an experience, okay? The match between Mercedes Moné and Harley Cameron was fantastically done. Harley is just so impressive with the way she can wrestle at this point in her career. And it was amazing to see her in this spot. Her gear was incredible.
So I will say one of my moments of the week is going to be Harley Cameron coming up from the corner on the outside with the Mercedes Moné puppet.
And it's got angry eyebrows.
With the angry eyes looking into the ring.
Oh my God, yes. She's just down there on the floor and then all of a sudden it's like, boop. There she is.
Yeah, dude. That was absolutely a moment. And another moment would obviously be Timeless Toni Storm in Australia.
Toni Storm versus Mariah May in the main event of Grand Slam in Australia.
Yeah.
And Toni Storm becoming the first ever 4-time AEW Women's World Champion in a match that was really, really amazing.
Oh, yeah.
The way that they did it and all of the finishing sequence with all of the moves that they did was it was amazing. And then the slip over win. Big props from me on that, honestly. It was really crazy.
Yeah, I always like seeing it. I like seeing people bitch about stuff like that too, because you go back, those same people will be like, what's your favorite match ever? Oh, Ricky Steamboat versus Randy Savage, WrestleMania 3. How'd that finish? What was the finish? Do you remember?
It was really brilliantly done, I think, because Mariah had the upper hand on Tony. She was going to hit another Mayday. She was going to win. But Tony, in her desperation to win that title back, she pulled the most dangerous move in all of sports entertainment.
Yeah, Simon. Absolutely.
And won the match. It worked. It's effective, people. It works.
It does work.
And it was a great way to close the show, I think.
I could pin anybody with it.
Australia was very happy. Australia was awesome. That crowd was awesome.
They were awesome. 13,000 in attendance. And it was jam-packed to the rafters.
They were loud as heck.
So if you just focus on positives, it was an incredible show, incredible night, incredible matches. Everything was pay-per-view caliber. I can't wait to watch the Ring of Honor come from there.
I know. I cannot wait for those matches. The Global Wars, Ring of Honor.
Bringing the Global Wars back.
We get a little Athena. I'm so excited.
Local Australia talent, I would imagine.
Yeah.
You know, so just good stuff, man.
Yeah.
All in all. And good show on that. NXT had a great show.
Oh, Vengeance Day was cool.
It was.
They had Stephanie Vaquer in there, keeping her title.
Yeah, Stephanie had a good match there, I thought.
Sorry, winning the title.
She
Fallon
did.
Henley was the champion before.
Yeah, she won the title.
Julia kept her title, and then they had a little meet cute there at the end.
They did, and with all the ladies, they got some from somewhere else. I thought that was cool for a training.
Yeah, Jordan Grace coming out too. You know. It was really...
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not throwing shade. I didn't mean to.
The women's division is stacked in NXT, so they have so many options of people that could possibly go for those belts, and I think it's cool. I'm all for seeing another Julia Stephanie Vaquer match.
Yeah.
So, sign me up. I'm ready. But there was also some really cool stuff happen this past week in Japan, which is what we love to talk about.
It is.
And I just want to talk about real quick before we head into Stardom, the Sendai Girls shows that happened, because there were two of them on the 8th and the 9th of February. And on the first one, you had a rematch that we always look forward to with Miki Iwata versus Takumi Iroha.
Jesus Christ.
Just beating the absolute crap out of each other.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, that thunder, if it picked it up, it felt like that.
It's the thunder from Miki Iwata's theme music.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, it felt like that. It's Takumi is up 2 now.
Yeah, she's such a brilliant wrestler.
She's amazing.
Watching her is like watching art in
So
motion.
we talk about All Japan so much. We talk about LPW. We talk about the classic days. This is a match that could be plucked from now and put then.
Yeah.
They could say, we got these new girls, and no one would think a thing, even the way they look.
Yeah, and you got to imagine they're going to run it back again, because I don't think Mika is going to be settled with the losses.
No, and it's not like it's a total beatdown. I mean, there was moments where she controlled the hell out of it. And she was beating the hell out of Takumi.
It was very back and forth, but Takumi did end up getting the win. And then a completely different match on the show, different vibes entirely. We got to see the return of Shin Hirota Sakura, who we have missed dearly in our Sendai Girls watching.
Hallowed be thy name.
She's back and better than ever. She's got a spiky shoulder.
Yeah.
Now.
From the injury. So, yeah.
I love her so much. But the 9th happened the night after. I want to focus here on the main event. For the tag team titles, it was Bob Momo Banana, which is Yurika Oka and Mio Momono, versus Red Energy, Mika Iwata and Miyuki Takase. And you gotta imagine Mika, after that match with Takumi, is like just completely in a horrible mood coming into this match.
It's really hard because it's like day 1, you're playing an NFL team. Day 2, there's some high schoolers that come up that want to learn how to play.
Right.
So you're still like focused on this beef and the throwing the logs and all this stuff instead of just, like, hey, these guys are pretty cool.
Yeah, unfortunately, this match did have some missteps in it. Mio Momono got hurt. Her elbow was injured in this match on what seemed to be a kick from Mika Iwata that hurt her, and she wasn't able to use her arm for the rest of the match. She didn't leave, but Yurika Oka definitely took all of the punishment in this match.
I thought it was cool during this, if you noticed, when she hurt her arm. Did you see who came from the back?
I did. Yeah, immediately Takumi's like out there at ringside. I was like, oh no, that's bad. Something bad's happening.
Especially if what's happened already. Takumi knew that was her ass kicking.
Yeah, she did. She was like, oh, My bad.
I think it's incredible, man. I think it's really interesting. I also like the fact that on the 8th, Chi-Chi was in a main event.
Yes, Chi-Chi was in the main event.
And glorious.
Yes,
Absolutely.
she looked amazing.
She does really well
gear.
with Dash. She does well with the heels.
She does, because she's a heel.
She better be a heel.
She's just mean. She's a mean girl.
You
and
don't
I love
dress
it.
like Barbie and Western Barbie and stuff and really think you're a baby face. You know, like
fair.
You're doing
fair
that.
and valid.
You're doing that for a reaction.
Yes, but this main event, Yurika Oka and Mika Iwata really took it to the limit in this match, and it was a really good match despite the injury.
I think Oka proved herself.
She definitely did. Red Energy are now the tag team champions for Sendai Girls, and they got a little challenge after the fact via video. Cup High Mate, Micah and Hanako, decided to challenge for the Sendai Girls tag team championships,
Hi, mate.
which is incredible. It's just the best thing that could ever happen, I think. We do wish Mio Momono all the grace and recovery in the world for her injury. She'll be out for a couple months, 3 to 6 months, I believe they said, which sucks for her, but I'm sure she'll be back before we know it.
That's a long time out for that injury.
Yeah, it's a ligament injury in her elbow, so she has to have surgery on it, I think, is the problem. But they also announced some really cool stuff coming up for Sendai Girls in March. They announced matches for the top of Joshi Wrestling on March 19th, including Shinhiro Tasakura versus Jaguar Yokota.
Oh my God.
Which is just a hilarious match to think about.
That's WrestleMania.
It is. It honestly is.
I mean, I'm so excited already.
I can't even imagine. Dash Chisako versus Risa Serra in a hardcore match.
Yeah.
That's just going to be bloody, probably.
Did they have to say hardcore? You know it. I mean, it's
implied by the people in it. For the tag team titles, Miki Iwata and Miyuki Takase versus Micah and Hanako.
Yes.
And for the World Sendai Championship, Meiko Satomura versus Chihiro Hashimoto. So I'm looking forward to that show. We're about a month out. Yeah. And it's going to be, I think that's going to be one that's like big show night.
and Big Hash has the passion injection coming up as well.
Yeah.
So
there's all kinds of good stuff on the Sendai Girls stuff.
Listen, like you said earlier, if you're not watching Sendai,
it's like we watch it, and I'm always amazed at how every single match everyone gives 100% of themselves. Like watching Manami and Ryo Mizunami in there, it's just I love it so much.
Even seeing some of the same matchups, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's so good.
Everything's always different. Everything's always on point.
Yeah.
It's just an amazing promotion. And
really
if you're not watching it, you should give it a try at least. It's on Wrestle Universe. If you already have it, you might as well.
Yeah, if you bought it for something that you're not using anymore.
Just flip over to Sendai Girls. You won't regret it, I promise. But that brings us to what we always come here to talk about, and that's Stardom. And we have a lot of Stardom to go over. We're going to talk about the things that we loved over these shows. There's 5 of them.
Yeah.
Because they had so many consecutively in a row over the past week and a half. And it really showed on the girls, like the bruises this time around.
You can always see, like, once it gets past night 2.
Yeah. It's like they start feeling it.
Yeah. Normally, where we don't see them after, they do usually 2 shows, sometimes 3. But this time after night 2, you just started seeing the swelling and the bruises and the walking sideways.
Yeah.
All the pain.
So on the 5th of February, we actually had a New Blood show, New Blood 18 in Itabashi. And New Blood is always a good time because you get to see the people that you wouldn't normally see in Stardom from other places. So on this particular show, we had the return of Kaori Yoneyama to Stardom.
It's so great.
Versus Rion, and they had a really, really fun match that ended up, in the end, Kaori won, but then she and Rion decided together that they wanted to challenge for the New Blood tag titles.
Makes no sense. I love it.
It makes no sense, but I want to see it, so I love it very much. And in the main event of New Blood, this match, Himiko Nanami and Rana Yagami versus Aya Sakura, Sayaka Kurara, and Yuna Mizumori, I swear that they do these things for me. Like, they listen and they're like, okay, Raja's been talking about how much she loves it when Rana Yagami and Sayaka Kurara go against each other. So we're just going to start the match.
Right.
With these two facing off, and it's going to be great. And it was great.
It was great. It really was. I mean, it was fabulous, actually, especially on a New Blood.
Yeah. So following this match, the New Blood Tag Team Champions, Hanako and Waka Tsukiyama, came out to the ring, and they were Hanako was kind of laying it into Aya Sakura and Sayaka Kurara.
Yeah.
Like, you want to be tag champions, but you lose matches like this. Anyway, a whole bunch of tag teams decided to come out and make it known that they want to face the New Blood Tag Team Champions. There was Nanami and Himiko, Aya Sakura and Sayaka Kurara, Rion and Kaori Yonoyama, Yuma Makoto and Mizuki Kato, and Yuria Hime and Akira Kuragane all
It's crazy.
were like, yeah, we want a chance at those.
Yeah, do they know what they're going to do with that yet? Is it going to be like a tag team rumble or?
I have no idea. I believe they're facing Rion and Kaori Yonoyama first, and then from there, they're going to be like, okay, we'll pick the next person after this match is over with.
They should have like a one-night tag team thing,
They should, like a little tournament or like a free-for-all battle royal style.
2-ring triple chance battle royal.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the best way. So
You could have 2 rings and have one member of each tag team in each ring. And then...
I think that's World War III. That's the WCW. It didn't go over very well. Let's not do that one.
Okay. We'll just do the triple chance one. That's even more fun. It takes a lot longer.
Well, the WCW one, you couldn't
Interesting.
pick your partner. Like, it was random draw.
Oh, no. You can't
Yeah.
do that. You have to have pre-established tag teams.
Well, it's WCW. I think the problem was, I think they really did random draw.
It didn't turn out well.
It didn't make sense. Big Van Vader and Jimmy from accounting,
Yeah, no. I think they're just going to kind of take it as it comes. They go with the flow. Like, we'll win this match first, and then we'll choose our next opponents out of all of these people. But the next show that we need to talk about is on February 8th in Kobe, and this was just a crazy show, obviously, but some of the stuff I want to mention here, there was a match where Sayaka Kurara and Rana Yagami teamed up, and I'm telling you that they're listening to me, and they're like, this is all, we're just doing this for her. Because this is my jam, okay? Even if they lost, even if they used that stupid black box Ruaka and won the match.
Yeah.
I still love to see it. And there was an interesting moment after this match where Saya Kamatani got involved with Sayaka because of the whole Tam storyline. And Rana was there and she kind of like shoved Saya away. She was like, no, don't touch my friend.
Yeah, no, and there were some strange matchups on this night.
There was, yeah. These couple of nights, it was like, let's just throw people together and see what happens. There was also in the main event of this night, because Saki Kashima is currently ill and hasn't been able to make shows, the main event of this show was turned into a 4 versus 3 match with God's Eye versus Hate. So we had Lady C, Tomoka Inaba, and Shiri versus Konami, Saya Kamatani, Momo Watanabe, and Natsuko Tora. And obviously this went in Hate's favor, and Shiri ended up getting her face spray painted black, and it was just a whole mess for God's Eye.
Yeah, we didn't really send him home happy this night.
No, it didn't really go all that well.
But they did get to see Hanan and Aya Sakura, so.
Yes, Hanan versus Aya Sakura, and Aya Sakura's triumphant return, which I love that they call homecomings that. Like, it's your triumphant return. Everyone's happy that you're here.
Except all the girls she went to high school with.
Unlike Kyle Fletcher in Australia. They're not happy he's home.
No, they weren't. To be fair, he's kind of a wanker.
He's kind of British, isn't he? He's like, he just left Australia. It's fine.
Yeah.
On 2-9, they were in Yamaguchi, which was for Mayu Iwatani's triumphant return. So we're just triumphing all over the place.
One
this
of these
tour.
is not like the others.
Yeah, one of these things is a little different. One of these will be main event. But the opening match I really wanted to talk about from this show, Yuria Hime, Natsuko, and Tam Nakano versus Akira Kuragane, Suzu Suzuki, and Starlight Kid. And the reason I mention this match is because it was so freaking good for an opening match, and it really showed the level that these rookies are at.
Yeah.
Even Yuria Hime looked like she was on a different level in this match.
If you read between the lines the last time we talked about her,
we were not confident.
No, we were not. And we're so nice about everybody. If you ever hear us talk like crap at all, you need to worry about it.
Yeah, we try to give people the benefit of the doubt.
We live by the rule of trying to find the positive in people and trying to find the positive in everything you can.
Yeah.
And that's, hopefully why you listen, is that.
Because we love this stuff.
We do. So when we do call it like we see it, though. and she was not. The problem was, and correct me if I'm wrong with this, okay? I think Akira was just too damn good.
Right. She set the bar really high by debuting first. They probably should have switched the debut dates around.
If we would have had Yuri go first,
yeah,
then we would have been like, oh, she was okay.
It's a normal debut.
And then Akira would have been like, holy crap.
Right, yeah, but because it was the other way around, our expectations were very high.
Akira's one of those weird, you just don't get it.
She's like a veteran rookie.
I'm trying not to be cliche.
Yeah.
And it's so hard because those cliches are just there for this.
There's a reason they're cliches, because they can be used very much.
Dude, she has it.
She does. She's obviously very comfortable in the ring. It shows in her work, in her mic work.
And exactly.
The way she poses before a match.
Every veteran I've ever asked, and I've talked to all of them immensely. I used to have to work them usually. I don't know why I always pull that straw. Yeah. But it's like, let's let them beat up John Hawkins. So
they know you can take it.
Yeah, I can take it. But, every veteran I ask, what is it? What? Because they would say it a lot.
Yeah, who's got it?
Yeah. Oh, I remember that boy. He had it. And I was always Faith No More about it. What is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would ask, and I'm not going to name names on this because I'm not doing it for being one of John Moxley's dick riders on this. But
right.
The answer would normally be the same, and it would be, you can't describe it. It's just it. It's just it. And then they would go on to describe it. So I am busting on them a little bit because everybody says they can't describe it, but then they go on for 10 minutes and describe it to me.
Right.
And what it would always come down to, the same similarities, would be a natural in front of people, and that wrestling, is 95% your character, and you go out there and you just connect. Some people connect, some people can't.
Right.
And as soon as they walk out, they have that power. And of course the mic work, of course if you got to have skill, you do have to have.
You have to have a look.
Part of it's fluidity. I can only imagine, like, first day on a ship, right? You're a captain. You get some greenhorns.
Right.
Some people can walk a little bit quicker than others, and you could see them. The ones that are having problems, they fall down. They can't ever get their knees just right.
Right. The rocking of the boat is too much for them.
In pro wrestling, you can have the most basic match, and no one sees anything in the crowd. The crowd are dumb. They think they're smart, okay? You're not smart to even 20% of it, actually. You know some terms. You know some things like heat. You know this is probably in the heat.
Right.
But you don't really know. You don't understand transitions. You don't understand a lot of things you're seeing, and that's part of the facade that we don't want you to see that. Like when I learned wrestling, I remember coming home the first day from training, and I never watched a match again the same way.
It's impossible.
I didn't enjoy wrestling the same way ever again. Now, I do enjoy it. Obviously, it's my favorite thing in my life.
Right.
Always has been. But it's a different kind. Before that, as smart as I thought I was,
right,
I was still, not smart. Yeah. And it looked different. Things were different. Now I'm looking for technical things and, all this stuff.
You start to recognize talent in a different way.
Akira, to bring this full circle, we've talked about a lot of young talent recently, and we've been blessed with a young influx in all of Joshi. Every federation, from Marigold to Sendai, Evo, Marvelous.
Yeah.
Everybody has some incredible talent right now.
Absolutely.
I am so excited about the future because if you look 5 years from now and you just were sitting here writing down ladies who have started in the past 16, 18 months. My God.
Yeah. The future of Joshi is well and good.
And it happened so quick. Look at when Momo was, just a young one or some of these ones that were just basically young girls yesterday.
Yeah.
And, it's amazing.
It really is. And I agree. Akira Kuragane definitely has the pizzazz that you need to be a professional wrestler. But Yuria teaming here with Cosmic Angels just felt kind of right. And she seemed a lot more comfortable in the ring than she has in past matches. Even at New Blood, she sort of stepped it up. Yeah. And it seems like she's kind of shaking off the nerves and getting more used to it. And her leg drops are improving. Though I do want to suggest trying a flipping leg drop.
Yes.
Front flip into leg drop momentum-wise would be really cool.
It would be.
That's an inside joke between us. We've been talking about the flipping leg drop for a while.
Just hit the ropes, take a step, flip, and hit it perfect.
When we saw that she does a leg drop in many variations, we were like, oh, this is it. It's time.
Yeah,
we found the perfect person.
Nobody does it. But being in Cosmic Angels, if she so gets to be, would be beautiful because you have Sayaka Kurara.
Yes,
and
for now.
And Sayaka Kurara also didn't start out the most fluid, right?
Yeah.
She had to work.
Absolutely.
And she got it pretty damn quick, but she had to work at it. And I love seeing her work ethic.
Yeah.
She didn't come in with like 49 black belts.
Yeah. Some of them start from scratch, and they just have to figure it out as they go.
So I think it'd be good being around her and all the ladies over there, honestly.
I agree. There was a cool match on this show as well where Sayaka Kurara and Aya Sakura teamed up to take on Hanako and Maika, and that went the way you would think it would go. But I thought it was really cool that they got that chance to face such an established tag team. Even though Hanako is in their class, technically being teamed up with Maika has really elevated her to a status that the others haven't reached yet.
She seems like a year later.
Yeah. Well, she did technically start well before Sayaka.
Yeah.
Aya Sakura started at the same night as her, but then got injured and lost a lot of time. So Hanako is ahead of the game in her class.
Yeah,
so,
she was the only young girl for about a year. I mean,
yeah, she carried 2023 as the only rookie.
She ate some freaking L's, man.
In the semi-main event of this show, God's Eye got their win back over Hate, which was nice to see. And then in the main event, we had Azumi teaming with Momo Watanabe to take on Tam Nakano and Mayu Iwatani. And this was Tam's second match of the night because this match was supposed to be Mayu Iwatani and Saki Kashima teaming up, which is just crazy to think about, this match with the two teams made of former tag teams where one person betrayed the other.
Yeah, beautiful.
And just completely split the tag team up. So Azumi and Momo obviously did not get along great in this match. Momo intentionally took out a little of her anger on Azumi.
She did.
In this match, Tam and Mayu worked really well together. Of course, they're two of the best in the game. So this was a really fun match to see with Mayu being at home. You could tell that she was really happy to be in Yamaguchi. So it was a cool main event. Tam and Mayu did pick up the win, and Mayu using that beautiful moonsault of hers on Azumi.
Yeah, it was seeing Azumi eat the pin in this one surprised me a little bit.
Yeah, it was surprising, but having Momo on her side just completely took the rug out from under her. There's nothing she could do.
I loved having that Queen's Quest team.
Yeah, the old QQ.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of sort of
mentions,
things brought up around Queen's Quest in the past week or so. It's very strange, but maybe it's leading somewhere.
Yeah, maybe so. Then
a couple nights later, on the 11th of February, we were in Hiroshima, and the opening match on this night was Yuria Hime and Maika versus Azumi and Suzu Suzuki. And the reason I want to talk about this is just because of the silliness that ensued within this match, with Suzu Suzuki helping to promote the Freedom Show that's going to be in Hiroshima in April. And it was just really funny the way that they pulled it off.
It was great. It was great. And just, getting that promotion out there, just good fun. It's nice to see that sometimes.
Yeah, it is. In the second match, we had another fun team up with Rana Yagami and Sariano, who I think they threw together because Sariano has now become the new Koguma target of the Bear Dance.
They're both bear haters.
So they were facing Koguma and Hanan, and Rana and Saori did not win, but they had a lot of fun in this match. It was just really silly, and I love seeing Sariano be silly because she's really good at it.
She's the best comedic timing in the biz.
She's so funny, and I just want to see more of it. So any chance that we get to see her in this role makes me very happy.
Yeah, you guys need to go watch some of the comedy stuff she's been involved in the past.
Yes.
And it's so damn...
if you can find her at a Renmaro Fest or something, you need to watch it because it's just fantastic.
Don't even need the language.
No.
You can just tell what's happening, and Renmaru is the place to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. The next match was Aya Sakura and Yuna Mizumori versus Akira Kurogane and Mei Seira. And because of Yuna's team winning this match, even though she wasn't the one that got the win, she talked to Mei Seira about how she wants to challenge once more for the high-speed title. She said that the next night she's facing Fukigen Death, and if she wins that match, she would like another shot at the high-speed championship.
And I think she deserves. I think she's better at high speed than she was when she went for it the first time.
She's been practicing,
and because now I can see her doing the kip ups just right. I can see her. I mean, she is fast, man. And
she's hitting those opening spots like she never before.
Pineapple speed all the way.
Pine speed.
Yeah.
In the next match, Sayaka Kurara, Natsupoi, and Tam Nakano took on Momo Kogo, Hazuki, and Mayu Iwatani, and this was like a mind-blowing match. I don't know, they're just throwing these matches in here, and it's just so much fun.
It was so good.
It was so good. Hazuki and Mayu, and I don't know, it was just
a lot of story.
It's so much going on.
You know, there's the big elephant in the room going on right now. Whenever you see Kurara,
yes, and Tam,
there's a lot of story.
It's a lot going on.
A lot of jealousy, and you know, I love it because especially knowing why Kurara got in the, you know, she's such a fan of Kamitani.
She is,
and it's just crazy what's going to happen.
I know what's going to happen. And we saw a lot more of that on the next night in Osaka on the 12th of February. The opening match was Sayaka Kurara, Natsupoi, and Tam Nakano versus Konami, Saya Kamitani, and Natsuka Tora. And they did not mess around this night because they just started us off the night with Tam versus Saya.
Every opening match has been amazing.
Yeah, they've just been opening with complete bangers.
Crazy.
And like 10 12-minute matches that we didn't normally see in the opening match of a Stardom show, especially if it's like a midweek show in Osaka.
Yeah.
But this match had it was a very story heavy. It started with Tam and Saya and circled around by the end of the match to being Sayaka versus Saya Kamitani for a very extended period of time, which was really cool to see. And Sayaka did her very best to get one over on Saya Kamitani like she has in the past. Unfortunately, there were a few missteps wherein Tam kicked Sayaka in the head, not once, but twice.
Yeah.
And that allowed Saya Kamitani to use the Star Crusher to win this match. And you could tell the look on Tam's face after this match when Saya Kamitani's over there like, oh, are you okay, Sayaka? Are you okay? I can't believe that happened. You guys aren't working together very well. It's just like, she was so mad. Like every time Saya touches Sayaka, she's like, get away from my child.
If you've not ever been in high school and been around women, then you would think, oh, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, dude, that's some of the realest shit I ever seen.
I know.
With Saya Kamitani.
The emotion.
I know that girl. I know that girl has been a bitch in my life before.
Right.
Like a mean woman that would come up and just be like, oh no, Saya, are you okay?
That's the voice she used to.
I can't believe this happened to you.
Oh man, it makes my blood boil because I love Tam and Sayaka, and I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if Sayaka is gonna turn, and I know she's probably like, oh, Tam accidentally kicked me. She was clearly aiming for Saya.
She has went out there publicly and said, I am not abandoning Tam. I'm not leaving Tam. And that's why I still think that with the things that have been going on with Sayaka, versus what's been going on
with Aya
Sakura, that it looks more like an Aya Sakura return.
I mean, she has been struggling a little bit, and she might feel some type of way about Sayaka being the clear favorite in Tam's eyes.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if she comes out during that tag match, interrupts it, and takes her own place in hate.
Yeah, I think it's
hard to say.
People knocked out and everything, and she comes out. I see it, honestly. I see it happening.
I'm so excited for the 24th.
I'm just excited for her to have new gear.
I know. She would look cool in black.
Yeah.
With those karate kicks. She
I
would
want
look
Rianne
awesome.
to join too, so we get some new gear in there.
Yeah. Yes. Rion needs new gear, please. She is another one that has looked really great lately. She's
really
obviously
has.
been working extremely hard, and it shows.
Yeah.
But she needs some new gear. Her gear's falling apart. Please get that girl some new gear.
She has been looking really good, and she looks very confident. She has facials now, so.
Yeah. Another match that was really fun on this show was Micah teaming with Rion, Akira Kuragane, and Yuria Hime against Koguma, Hazuki, and Mayu Utani in a 4 versus 3 match. And just seeing Micah with the rookies and like directing them to attack and using them all to slam on top of the opponents, even though they didn't win, it was just a really fun experience.
It was a really fun match.
I love seeing Micah with the younger girls, like kind of as a teacher. But in this case, she was kind of like, you guys do the work. I'll be here to help if I have to.
So many of the mentors in this match. You got, Hazuki and Mike. I love it.
Yes, so the rookies really got to work out on this night.
Yeah.
And then we had the singles match between Fukigen Death and Yuna Mizumori. And unfortunately, Yuna Mizumori was not able to defeat Fukigen Death. So now Fukigen Death is getting a high-speed title shot.
I think
It's hilarious.
I think it's hilarious, but I think it's also good. I think if she gets to go, that it'll be great.
I think this will definitely light a fire under Yuna Mizumori and make her want it even more. But because Mei Seira is going to be busy on the 24th of February, she asked that they do it in March at the Corkin Hall show. So that's where we can look forward to a high-speed title match.
Maybe she turned.
At that point. Then in the main event, we had the Future of Stardom Championship match between Hanako and Miyu Amasaki to round out this bunch of events that happened all at once. And man, they really went at it.
They did.
And I loved this match, but I just have to mention I was a little distracted. Just a little bit by Hanako's new gear.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Right.
I loved the gear she had before, the black and blue.
Yeah.
It was amazing on her. And when she came out in this, I was like, okay, new gear, let's go. But then you like start to look at it and it's like, I don't understand what you were going for, really. And I'd like to understand. But I'm not a huge fan of the new gear.
Well, normally on the gear, it's like a song when you're in a band.
Yes.
You write a song and it weathers with time in a good way. It just gets layered. It's like a cooking stone.
Right.
I used to have a friend that wouldn't use a new cooking stone. He's like, I only like it after I made like 400 pizzas on it.
Right.
It's got all the flavors in there. They're trapped, man. They give everything a flavor. I'm like, that's disgusting. But very much like that. A wrestler,
your gear just evolves.
Your gear evolves, man. You got to take it up, let it out, change stripes, put colors on it, like break it in.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's what we're looking at is just the first incarnation.
Yeah, it's gonna evolve, obviously, and I don't want that to take away at all from this match because these two worked extremely hard over the course of 15 minutes to put on a spectacular match against each other, and it did go to a time limit draw. It went the full 15, so nobody lost.
Yeah.
But Miyu Amasaki is still the Future of Stardom champion. So it was really good. They did a great job in the main event.
I think overall, man, that this was, again, as always, some really strong shows.
Yeah.
And then leading into such a fun thing we've got to witness this weekend. So.
Yes, and Path of Thunder on February 24th is starting to shape up incredibly well because you've got Starlight Kid versus Rina for the Wonder of Stardom Championship.
Just so crazy.
Miyu Amasaki will be defending the Future belt again against Hina, so she gets another shot at that belt. Then you have Crazy Star versus Wingori for the tag belts, and the tag match between Saya and a mystery partner and Sayaka and Tam for the rights to Sayaka.
Who's the mystery partner?
I don't know who it's going to be.
Yuna Mizumori.
I feel like maybe Momo Watanabe is the most obvious choice.
Yeah.
Especially if there's more of this Queen's Quest stuff going on. Like, in the semi-main of that last night, Lady C got a pin over Azumi, and that's like a big inter-Queen's Quest thing from the past. So there's been a lot of like little things going on with the former Queen's Quest members.
Maybe it's Utami.
Utami just shows up and they bring back Aphrodite.
I mean,
dude, I would lose my marbles.
just in case, I'm not going to sit anywhere near you at that moment.
Okay. I think, I don't know if Utami would join Hate upon returning to Stardom if she did, but I'm interested to see who Saya does choose for this match because she obviously really wants to win it and win Sayaka, so.
I think she would. I think she'd join Hate. I think she would.
Since Saya's there and Queen's Quest is no more.
Well, it's kind of like when the Fabs left Memphis. The Fabulous Ones were the most over babyface tag team ever. And you had to make secondary teams just to make the towns and the other towns because they were so popular. But what happened was they got signed away. And when they left, it didn't work out for them that well because no one could book them like Jerry Jarrett could. So when they came back, they just were never the same.
Right.
They were.
People are like, why are you back?
Yeah. And you betrayed us, basically. Right. And so they left again, came back again. It was even worse this time. And eventually it had to go to the fact that they came back as heels.
Yeah. It's like when Kenta came back to New Japan and he ended up having to join Bullet Club because nobody was like cheering for him or anything.
Yeah. I mean, they hated him for going and doing what he did.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's a crazy dynamic, but I could totally see that leading to someone joining a heel faction.
Back in the 80s and the 70s, you always hear these guys, they wouldn't lose. If they wrestled in Japan regularly, they'd come over and they'd be like, I can't lose. They watch everything, and it goes into papers, it goes into magazines. If I come over here and lose to some jobber, then my whole payday from All Japan is gone.
Right.
So they actually had it in their contracts and stuff. And I mean, even when we didn't have contracts, they just basically was like, I'll just walk the fuck out.
It matters. It all matters. And this has been a really fun week, and we really enjoyed all these shows. We got like a little break, and then this weekend shows are not live streaming, so we have a little more time, and then we'll have a whole week off before the next weekend when we have the craziness ensue.
And the craziness ensuing, I will give you this, since you made it this far in the show, you will have the word Joshi in our new title.
Yes, our new title will have Joshi in it, but for now, you can still follow us on our socials at Wrestling Is Her until the next episode comes out. So make sure you're following us on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube channel because it's all going to get changed, and you want to make sure you're already on there so that you can see the change as it happens and not have to worry about finding us again. It'll be very easy. But for now, I'm Raja. He's John. So long from Wrestling Is Her. Bye.